Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. So today I've got another Polaris. This was sent over by my good friend Adrian over at Somewhere in Time. This watch, I had a Polaris in a while ago. It was an Omega Seamaster Homage in probably the loosest sense of the word really. But given the fact these watches sort of come in at sort of £20, I think we have to be realistic. This one is actually quite nice. It's not exactly the same sort of colour, Tiffany colour for the dial, the sort of teal blue colour. But it's quite nice. It's got an automatic movement, not terribly constructed. And as I say, I'd have to repeat one more time in case you missed it. £20. So $25-ish. And you're getting an automatic watch that actually keeps time. Let that just sink in just for a second. So yeah, it's very difficult at that point to be really hard, but I'll give you what I think throughout the video, obviously followed by Pants and Pukka, and did my recommendations whether you should buy it or not. But guys and girls, I do really appreciate you tuning back in, and your support has been unwavering, and yeah, thank you for tuning back in. So without further ado, let's get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys and girls, so this is the watch. It's another Polaris. I did have one in a while ago. It was the Omega Seamaster No Time to Die Homage watch. It is what it is really. Again, this watch comes in at £20. So you'd have to manage your expectations when you get these sort of watches in. But yeah, nonetheless, I thought we'd try it out. My friend Adrian was good enough to send it over to me. I'm not sure he's featured on his channel. I don't think it's... I don't know if it will make an appearance. But it's on mine. So hopefully by the end of this video, you'll have a clearer idea or whether it's for you or not. But all I could find for this, guys, because Polaris don't seem to have model numbers on their watches, it just comes up as the Paulareis P. P for what? I don't know. Inside it's running automatic movement. You won't be able to see it because it's a pushed down or pressed case back, and it made it to look like a screw down, but it really isn't. So yeah, automatic movement. I don't know head nor tail what the movement is. It could be, it's going to be a Chinese variant. It could be a Mingzhu, but then again, it could be anything really. But this one's not running too bad. This one's sort of been coming in about 20 seconds fast, from what I can gauge, from when to spend a bit of time with it. The case construction, so they're saying it's stainless steel, but given the high polished surfaces on the case, I'm gonna sort of manage your expectations. Some of this watch could well be alloy, guys, but given the fact it's £20. I don't think that's a massive deal, but yeah, for the purpose of this video, I will put that disclaimer out there. But yeah, the fixed bezel, crown, case back, end links, bracelet and clasp are going to be a mixture, I would say, of 316L stainless steel and alloy. The case thickness of this watch is 14.8 millimeters. The diameter, when you go from the 8 to the 2 of this watch, is 40.5, and when you go to the 9 to the 3, including the crown, that does become 42.9 millimeters. The lug width is 20 millimeters, and the lug to lug, tip to tip, is 48.9 millimeters. That does come out a bit further, given the male end links of the center links. It does become 53.8 millimeters. So just bear that in mind. The case back, as you would have seen, they've made it look like it's a screw down case back, but it's not. It's pressed down, But yeah, whether that matters to you or not, I don't know. But just to let you know, the bezel is a fixed bezel, and it is a high polished bezel. Yeah, so there you go. The crown is actually screwed down, which was a bit of a surprise considering they didn't screw down their case back. But yeah, it's a screw down crown. I will undo it now. Not the worst I've ever had a dealing with. It does ham wind. It doesn't hack, but I'm surprised you're not surprised really, given the fact it's only a £20 watch. I'm kind of more surprised it even got an automatic movement, to be honest. So yeah, that's the crown that the three screwed down. The strap material, it does seem like stainless steel, given the fact there's brushed elements. It's got a high polished center. It's a 1-link bracelet made to look like 3, polish on the sides, polish in the center, sort of like vertical brushing on the outer parts of each side. The clasp is a bit gnarly, I'm not gonna lie. It's a press clasp. This part looks fairly well made. The outer shell is a bit gnarly. 4 levels of micro adjustments, just friction, and it does come with a catch as well. So yeah, it fits into place as well. Okay, I'm sure you'll be able to wear it no problem. But yeah, for 20 quid, what we asking for it, guys? Do you know what I mean? The crystal on the dial is a mineral crystal. Again, probably much in keeping with what you'd expect. And the water resistance is 30 meters. So that'll give you 3 atmospheres of water resistance. And the weight is just comes in at just under 120 grams. But yeah, let me have a look at the dial now, guys, with you in a bit more detail. So what you got is you got a minute track going around the outer edge. You got applied indices everywhere. It's double indices at the 12, 3, 6, and 9. Smaller everywhere else. You got Polaris printed onto the dial. Actually, let me just take the crown out and let's turn it around to the 20 past 8 position. That's normally where I like to operate. I think it's a better position so you can look at the dial and then put it back in. But yeah, Polaris printed onto the dial with their logo. I'm not really sure what that logo is about. I'm not really sure what the name's about either, but yeah, it's there anyway. And you'll be able to make it out as well. Just above the 6, double battened at the 6, you've got a superlative chronometer automatic movement. They need to brush up on that, to be honest. I don't want to go into too much detail now, but superlative chronometer, really? Come on, guys. Let's scratch that off. Automatic movement, no problem, because it has got an automatic movement, but this isn't a chronometer. But let's not kid anyone. So yeah, but anyway, that's my rant over. You've got a loom on this. I'll bring that up now. Okay, not bad. £20. What do you expect? And as I showed you before, you got a hand winding movement, no hacking. It does have a ghost position, but you take it out, no hacking anyway. Put it into the first position, and you can screw it up again and hand wind it and stuff. The hands are not done too bad. Indices either, I think they're applied okay. I've seen much worse on more expensive watches. They seem to line up not too bad. There's an elephant in the room on the dial with a couple of things, but I'll talk about that a bit later. But yeah, that's the dial, guys. The colour's nice, actually. I don't mind the colour. I think the colour's quite attractive. But yeah, that's the dial. That's the movement. That's all that good stuff. But let me just pop it on the wrist quickly. I have taken a few links out. How many did I take out? I took 4 links out for it to fit my wrist. I don't know what I've done with the links there somewhere. But this doesn't come in any packaging as such as in terms of a box. It just comes in a bit of bubble wrap. But again, for the price, I'm sure, again, you can forgive them that as well. But that's what it looks like on my wrist. The colour of the dial and the hands are kind of winning, really. But there's other stuff that are not to like as well. But for £20, I suppose we have got to be realistic, haven't we, in terms of what we're getting, what it is, and what is, because it's obviously Homage in an Oyster Perpetual, also known as OP, and we all know what they come in at. So yeah, this is a lot cheaper. But then that'll take me on now, guys, to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants is, I'll bring it up to the camera, and I will try and get some pictures. On the dial, there is just multiple. You'll probably see next to the indices at the 7, there's a bit of hair. There's lots of stuff on the dial. It looks like it was assembled in a hairdresser's or something. I'm not really sure. Yeah, lots of stuff on the dial. The fitment of the dial, I'll turn it to the side. You can see it's not touching the case. And if I was to wobble it around, it'd probably move a little bit. But why that's so far away from the case, like it's allergic to the alloy, I'm not sure. So that's a bit of a strange one. And the shell on the clasp, yeah, just a bit sharp, really. Bit sharp. Not done very well. The inside's not so bad, but the clasp, shell on the clasp is a bit gnarly, I'm not going to lie. So just to surmise what I think is pants, I'll go with the Deborah on the dial. Excuse me, no, I'm not going to say that. I'm also going to say the writing on there. The superlative chronometer thing. I think that is just a liberty. I think the thing is, if you're going to homage a watch and produce it at this sort of standard and price, whatever, that's fine. But don't start blowing smoke. Don't start lying and saying it's a superlative chronometer. You can just take that off the dial. You've had to make the dial up at some point. Let's not mess about. That should be coming off. So yeah, I'll say that as well. So just to surmise, I'll go with the Deborah on the dial fitment, the shell on the clasp, and the writing down at the 6 o'clock. In terms of what I think is pants. What I think is Pukka, as I mentioned it before, the hands and indices, yeah, not too bad at all, actually. I think they're done pretty well. The movement, the fact you're getting an automatic movement in a £20 watch, you can't really grumble. The bracelet, yeah, the bracelet's not too bad. Not terrible. Brushing, polishing on it for the price, not bad at all. And yeah, the price, the price, £20 for an automatic watch. Oh my god, like, I know Tavis did it some time ago and it's sort of taken off, but I had a couple of Tavises and they didn't run at all. They either stopped working. Yeah, I'd have been better off looking at the sun to tell the time than having one of those Tavises, but this is not running too bad at all. So yeah, just to surmise what I think is Pukka, as I'd go with the hands and indices. I'll go with the movement, the bracelet, and the price in terms of what I think is Pukka. And would I recommend this watch? Okay, guys, it's I don't want to give a too long-winded answer, but it's not a straightforward answer. So if you've got a bit more money, even a Pagani design, I would buy that, because they do a couple of OP homages. If you've got even more money than that, you've got San Martin, buy one of those. But if you're looking at a 20 quid budget and you want to have something that looks like that sort of aesthetic on your wrist, and you're not being too nitpicky about little things that I am, then yeah, pick one up. Honestly, like, it's not 20 quid. It is 20 quid. It is what it is, isn't it? But if, like I say, there's better alternatives that are more expensive. But if you're on a strict budget of £20, then yeah, pick one of these up. Not terrible. Actually, not bad for the price, but much better alternatives around, should we say? But guys, let me know what you think about this watch, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like and subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.